If you're hearing this sound right now, you think the algorithm has found you, but you're wrong. In fact, you've collided with the quantum field equivalent of the frequency you're emitting. Most people experience the same mistakes, the same toxic relationships, and the same cycle of financial hardship throughout their lives because their subconscious is trapped in an old software, an observer loop. But there's a secret no one's telling you. The moment you synchronize your consciousness with the quantum field, those walls you called impenetrable become mere data points. If you're watching this video right now, it means you're at the breaking point where that old software is beginning to collapse. Now, take a deep breath and just lean back. Because in a moment, I'm going to give you back the control panel of your reality. From this second you hold that control panel, you're no longer just an observer, but at the most critical breaking point of that vast cosmic scenario, meticulously woven for you by subatomic particles and an ocean of infinite possibilities. Most people live their lives like sleepwalkers, confined within a cycle of illusion, trapped by the endless echoes of the past, on the same crackling track of an old, scratched record they're unaware of. Yet you, here and now, by resonating with this frequency, are declaring to the entire universe that you possess the unique ability to break free from that observer cycle and melt the bars of that invisible prison at the energy level. The quantum field is not merely a cold physical law you observe from the outside. It is a living, dynamic field of possibilities silently vibrating in the nucleus of every cell, shaped by your intentions and awaiting materialization through your conscious observation. Therefore, subscribe to this frequency, not just a digital channel, but participate directly in the immense evolutionary wave rising in the collective consciousness of our planet, demonstrating with all your being the courage to reconstruct your own reality on the highest timeline. This intense experience you are having is the most concrete proof that your soul no longer fits into those old, narrow molds, but desires to expand and spread into infinity. Because you are not a victim, but the most powerful operator of this vast energy network, both the screenwriter and the lead actor of your own life film. When you close your eyes and focus on that silent void within you, you will realize that it is not empty at all, but rather a cosmic library filled with millions of possibilities yet to manifest. At this point, it is time to leave behind everything from your old world, those heavy burdens dragging you down, and those rusty mental parasites you inherited from others. Entering the quantum frequency is about having the courage to forget everything you know and surrendering yourself unconditionally to the glorious light of pure potential. In this process, we are awakening that immense potential that lies dormant, because we are not just speaking with words here. We are weaving a new destiny for you, using the fundamental building blocks of the universe. Your presence in this moment is a requirement of a cosmic appointment. So seat that meta observer in your mind in the front row and savor this awakening. Because you are no longer just someone living life, but the infinite stream of consciousness that is life itself. When you surrender yourself to this flow, you will marvel at how the universe conducts its hidden dialogue with you. This awakening is irreversible, and it is the most sacred revolution that can happen to you. As you deepen within this awakening, you will notice that the endless linear reasoning processes in your mind gradually dissolve, giving way to a much broader, much more encompassing intuitive knowing. For attuning to the quantum frequency is not just about loading a new set of information into the mind, but about resynchronizing all layers of your being with the immense rhythm of universal intelligence. While most people try to shape their future by looking at the limited possibilities of the outside world, you now know that everything you see outside is only a belated echo of that silent revolution within, and true change only becomes permanent when you settle into that higher frequency with complete surrender. When your soul begins to remember those highest potential timelines it chose before incarnating in this physical body, you will marvel at how every event you thought was a coincidence was actually a meticulously prepared stepping stone for you. At this point, fear gives way to an exhilarating sense of wonder, because you now understand that even darkness is merely a contrast designed to make your light shine brighter. Every time you activate that meta-observer within yourself, you are actually exercising your power to choose the most miraculous possibility from among the infinite possibilities in the quantum field, and this power is your innate, divine inheritance. Understanding the immense secret of quantum mechanics, the observer effect is essentially about taking control of your own divine creation mechanism. When you look at something, you don't just look. You force all the subatomic possibilities of that thing into a single outcome. The scientifically proven double-slit experiment whispers to us that an electron, unless observed by an observer, exists everywhere as an infinite wave of possibilities. But the moment a conscious gaze is directed at it, its wave function collapses and the particle materializes at a specific point, becoming visible. Do you know what this means for your daily life? It means that every event, every opportunity, and every obstacle you encounter from the moment you wake up until you lay your head on the pillow at night is actually shaped by your quality of observation, that is, by the specific frequency emitted by your consciousness. If you look at the world through the window of victimhood, deficiency, or fear, you will only collapse the low-frequency events that confirm your belief, transforming them into a solid reality among the infinite possibilities in the quantum field. In essence, life isn't about what happens to you, but about what you choose to see and impose on life. Your subconscious acts like your most sensitive cosmic GPS device in this process. And if that device is calibrated by past failures, inherited beliefs about limited money, or deep-seated fears of not being loved, then no matter how much you desire a new life on the surface, your observing lens will always focus on those old, dark coordinates. Reconstructing reality isn't just about applying affirmations like a bandage to your thoughts. It's about removing that lens and reprogramming the electromagnetic field vibrating in the core of your cells with a state of knowledge, as if the miraculous life you desire already exists. When you shift your focus, the universe's vast energy field obeys your new command, and doors, opportunities, and synchronicities you never even noticed before begin to appear in your life as if by magic. Because you are no longer a passive observer but an active architect who consciously shapes reality, aligning possibilities with your desires. Most people spend their lives fighting the ghosts created by their own minds without realizing this power. But there is no external world to fight, only an internal frequency signature to align. This signature is your unique energetic identity, born from the sum of your emotions and thoughts, sending millions of bits of data into the universe every second. Once you begin to consciously use the observer effect, you realize that time and space are not so rigid, but actually flexible, plastic structures within your consciousness, and at that moment you understand that miracles are not coincidences, but a natural result of your perfect harmony with the quantum field, awakening that meta-observer within you. Being able to watch events from the outside like a director without entering them gives you the power to change the course of those events, because the more you accept something as rigid and real, the more unchangeable it becomes for you. But when you learn to look at it only as an energy possibility, you gain complete control over that energy. The current picture of your life is a reflection of your past observational habits. And if you don't like this picture, instead of picking up the brush and painting the canvas, you must change the hand holding the brush, that observational consciousness. When this change begins, the heavy, cumbersome energy in your body will give way to lightness, exhilaration, and that childlike wonder that anything is possible at any moment. You are not merely a living being of flesh and bone, but pure light vibrating in the vast emptiness between atoms. And that light has the power to illuminate and shape everything it focuses on. Therefore, you must pay attention to where your attention is directed every second you are awake. Because your attention is your most valuable currency, and whatever you spend it on, the quantum marketplace will deliver that product to you. The process of building reality is silent. It makes no noise. It begins only with that deep feeling of "it is" in your heart. And when the seeds of that intention are sown in the invisible fabric of the universe, the physical world has no choice but to sprout those seeds. Your subconscious mind is like a vast, ancient supercomputer that flawlessly processes millions of bits of data per second, managing everything from bodily functions to emotional responses. However, this immense hardware is often filled with outdated, fear, and deficiency-based software from your childhood, and without you realizing it, it governs your life. Hacking this software means setting aside the mind's endless logical reasoning processes, those limiting voices asking, "How will this happen?" and plunging into the silent, boundless void of pure awareness, because true transformation occurs at that deep point where words end and only pure frequency reigns. Most people spend their lives trying to change events in the outside world. But the outside is merely a reflection of that complex software projected onto a screen. And you can't change the image by punching the screen. All you need to do is reprogram the motherboard inside the projector, those deeply ingrained belief patterns in your subconscious. Now pause and feel the silent yet powerful melody that this cosmic orchestra is playing for you, deep within your soul. Seal this intention in the records of universal consciousness by writing these words below. I have entered the quantum frequency. The most opportune moments to hack the subconscious are those alpha and theta frequencies, when brainwaves slow down and the rational mind lowers its guard. That hazy but miraculous passage between sleep and wakefulness. When you slip through this passage, when you begin to see yourself not as a victim, but as the most empowered operator of this energy network, you can cleanse one by one all those rusty mental parasites that have been limiting you until that day, those I can't or I don't deserve pronouncements. When you look into your own mind as a meta-observer, you will realize that these parasites are not actually yours, but merely false data copied from your environment, your family, and collective fears. This awareness brings with it an unwavering and absolute peace that you feel deep within your soul, beyond mere belief. Updating your subconscious mind isn't just about learning new information. It's about completely erasing all that old, useless emotional residue from the system. You can't just put something new into a full container. You first need to make room, create that energetic void. Once you create that void, the infinite possibilities in the quantum field begin waiting for your new, high-frequency commands. It's time to replace those low-vibrational codes like, money is hard to earn, or happiness is far from me, with shining, radiant software like, I am abundance. And, the universe is always in agreement with me. This hacking process allows you to attune to your quantum frequency. And once you enter that frequency, you'll be amazed to see that the obstacles that previously seemed insurmountable are actually just paper tigers. Your subconscious mind is the most faithful executor of the electromagnetic signature you emit. Whatever it accepts as reality, the physical world is obliged to present that reality to you on a silver platter, because quantum laws leave no room for error. As you recalibrate that cosmic GPS within you, you must introduce not only your thoughts but also the exhilarating feeling those thoughts create in your body to your system. Because emotion is the true language of the subconscious, and when you feel that it happened sensation in every cell of your body, your system instantly replicates this new reality. To be the architect of your own reality is to illuminate those dark rooms in your mind with the light of awareness and transform each shadow into a power. This is the greatest step in your spiritual evolution, the greatest promise you make to your own divine potential. Remember that even as you watch this video, the rigid structure of that old software is cracking. Light is seeping in through those leaks, and you are no longer able to fit into that old, limited definition of self. Once this hacking process begins, there is no turning back, because an awakened consciousness can never return to its old dream. And you are now in the most vibrant, brightest phase of that awakening. Enter that infinite library within yourself, destroy those old files, and replace them with that new, magnificent life script written with the brightest light of your soul. The universe will applaud your courageous move and bestow upon you, one by one, the magnificent miracles you deserve. You are no longer a slave to this system, but the supreme observer who writes its codes, bends and twists them, and shapes them according to your own desires. As you sift through those old codes in your subconscious, you are not merely cleansing your mind, you are lightening the vibrational weight of your soul in this world and transitioning to a weightless realm in the quantum field. Time is far more than that deceptive prison your mind projects onto the outside world, that rigid, linear, and seemingly irreversible illusion. In reality, at the quantum level, time is a vertical system of layers, each a superposition of an infinite series of possibilities occurring simultaneously. Only when you stand at that burning point of now do you have the power to move between these layers, to bend and twist time with your own consciousness. Most people spend their lives in the dark, seemingly unchangeable corridors of the past or the anxiety-filled labyrinths of the yet-to-existent future, True power is only unleashed when your consciousness is concentrated at that infinitely vast zero point we call now. The immense phenomenon we call time distortion occurs when you copy the feeling of that ideal, most abundant, healthiest, and most peaceful version of yourself into your body as data, right now, before that event actually happens in the physical world. For the quantum field, there is no difference between what will be and what is. It only looks at the intense energetic signal you emit. When you feel the gratitude for that future success, that love, or that healing in every fiber of your being, you emit the most powerful signal to the universe. This reality has already happened, and I am on its frequency. This signal melts the bars of the cumbersome prison of time constructed by the mind, allowing you to step directly into that field of possibility. This state of awareness goes beyond mere hope or dry belief. It brings an unwavering, rock, solid, and absolute cosmic knowing felt in the deepest layers of your soul. You no longer chase after what you desire, because you have already met it on the same frequency spectrum. According to the law of quantum entanglement, when you feel something with your whole being, you create a timeless bond with it, and physical reality begins to accelerate time in your favor to accommodate this new energetic state. That transformation, which would take years for others, can be reduced to the blink of an eye thanks to your absolute focus on the now. Manipulating time means, in essence, eliminating the mind's past, present, future divide and merging everything into a single moment, a single focus. At this point, as a meta-observer, you gain the freedom to choose which possibility to land in, like a pilot watching your own timeline from above. Often you think your life is delayed or late, but this is merely a trick of your limited perception, because when you enter the quantum frequency, you realize that everything is actually unfolding precisely on time and according to your frequency, and what you call a delay is simply your process of attuning to that frequency. Now, imagine holding the hand of that future version of yourself and feeling their unwavering confidence in your heart. This is not just an imagination. This is the act of planting the seeds of your new reality in that infinite now. When you maintain this intense emotional state, you will marvel at how the rigid fabric of time softens, how events align one by one in your favor, and how those seemingly unattainable goals are drawn to you like a magnet. True power lies not in chasing the seconds outside, but in capturing that infinite second within, that pure consciousness that is both still and in motion. Because when you are complete and whole in the now, the universe stops time for you and places that immense creative process at your command. This awakening strips away the heavy burden of time, the fear of aging, and the anxiety of catching up. It replaces them with the infinite potential hidden within each moment, the unending exhilaration of discovery. You are no longer a victim of time, but the sublime craftsman who weaves each moment of time with the light of your higher self. And this second is the sacred gateway through which you pass into that immense vertical timeline. Every possibility in the quantum realm awaits the point on that vertical line where you will focus. Therefore, free yourself from that old horizontal and tiring perception of time and surrender yourself unconditionally to the divine now of your soul, which expands every moment and makes everything possible. Remember that you are not merely a being flowing within time. You are the very essence of that infinite and eternal silence through which time flows, and every intention born from that silence has already found its fulfillment at that highest frequency beyond time. Once you grasp this fluid nature of time, you cease resisting what life brings you, and like a master surfer on those colossal waves, you learn to turn every moment to your advantage, because you know that reality is not a goal you seek outside, but a shadow of that intense and unwavering now frequency you create within. Many teachings tell you that simply thinking positively and dreaming is enough to create miracles, but no one talks about the invisible, sticky, and spiritual burdens of quantum entanglement, those hidden energetic hooks that bind you to the low-frequency ghosts of the past. If you try to build a new reality without completely severing those subtle ties to your traumatic memories, unfinished business, and low-vibrational experiences from the past, it will be as futile as trying to sail full speed ahead in a ship with a massive anchor in the middle of a stormy and turbulent sea. To truly hack your subconscious and fully align with the quantum frequency, You must first cleanse those deep emotional deposits, cut the energetic cords that trap you in that old observer cycle with the sword of awareness. Because only a completely empty and purified space can truly be filled with the pure, bright, and transformative light of your higher self. In the quantum realm, everything is interconnected, and if you still harbor anger or regret over a past failure or someone who hurt you, you're essentially leaking a significant portion of your energy into that time period. This weakens your creative power in the now and makes you a slave to that old frequency signature. The liberation process begins with honestly acknowledging the existence of these bonds. When you, as a meta-observer, become aware of the limiting beliefs that bind you and the fears that crush you, the dominion of those bonds over you begins to crumble, because light is the greatest enemy of darkness. And once the light of awareness falls upon those shadows, the illusion is bound to dissolve. You are not a victim. You are the most powerful operator of this vast energy network and the supreme will that defines your own energetic boundaries. Therefore, it's time to release. One by one, all those heavy burdens you've stored away on the dusty shelves of the past. Those limiting, what will others think, beliefs inherited from others, and those poisonous mental parasites that tell you, I'm not good enough. This energetic cleansing operation lightens your presence in the quantum field, raises your frequency, and transforms you into a being of light capable of moving freely in those vertical timelines. You are no longer trying to erect skyscrapers on top of old buildings, but rather constructing a new sacred temple with a solid foundation, filled with light and open to infinite possibilities. As you purify your energetic signature from these impurities, you will see a miraculous change in how people and events in the outside world react to you. For you are no longer broadcasting from that old victim frequency, and the perfect mirror of the universe begins to reflect only this new, free, and powerful version of yourself. Remember that quantum entanglement isn't just about the bonds that drag you down. It also creates an invisible bridge between you and your highest potential, your future immense achievements, and your soulmate. However, to cross that bridge, you must shed those old heavy bags, canceling your toxic contracts with the ghosts of the past. This liberation isn't just a mental decision. It's that incredible lightness you feel in every cell of your being, that deep breath, and the ever-expanding cosmic dance of your soul. You are no longer a part of that old story. You have taken up the pen that wrote that story, and now, filling that pen with the purest light of your soul, you are writing a brand new epic. Don't be afraid of the brief emptiness you feel when you sever your energetic ties. That emptiness is a sacred womb where the most magnificent miracles the universe has prepared for you will settle. And in that womb you are giving birth to your new self, that magnificent version of yourself attuned to your quantum frequency. You no longer owe your energy to anyone or any past event. You are the sole master of your own energy field, the sole conductor of your own frequency. When you act with this awareness, the whole world will watch as all the knots in your life unravel spontaneously. The obstacles disappear one by one, and your pure potential shines like the sun. To be free is not merely to escape, but also to return to that higher truth. The fact that you have always been free, you were merely led to believe in the illusion that those hooks held you, and now the veil of that illusion has completely fallen. Now, as the master of your own quantum reality, it is time to sail at the highest frequency in that sea of limitless possibilities. For you are freedom itself, and your energy now vibrates in perfect harmony with the purest, most sacred light of the universe. This moment of liberation is the great encounter your soul has awaited for centuries. Now, the creaking of those heavy chains gives way to the perfect symphony of the universe. This journey is not merely a mental transfer of information or a simple exercise in awareness. It is your story of returning to your own cosmic essence, the self-observing eye of the universe. And you are the sole protagonist, director, and observer of this magnificent story. You must now understand that you are not just a small, insignificant point drifting within this vast universe. Rather, you are a whole universe contained within that point, an infinite data network and a colossal energy potential ready to explode at any moment. Instead of getting lost in the fascinating depths of the quantum field, when you realize that this depth originates from your own consciousness, all those impossible labels in the outside world fall away one by one. giving way to an absolute exhilaration of creation. Raising your frequency is not about forcing open doors, fighting with life, or striving to make things happen. It is about gracefully and consciously gliding through that door that is already yours, already signed in your spiritual contract, leaving behind the heavy burdens of your old self. You are essentially a pure resonance, echoing in the vast emptiness between atoms. And when this resonance aligns with the highest truths in the universal library, miracles cease to be exceptions and become a natural part of your daily life. When that meta-observer within you awakens, you no longer allow events to control you. Instead, you align the vibrational frequency of those events with your own unwavering peace and awareness. This awakening is irreversible, because once a consciousness sees the boundless field of possibilities in the quantum realm, it can never again fit into the narrow, restricted, and fearful prison of the old reality. You are now a sacred being residing in the eternal now, beyond time and space, weaving a new world with every breath and adding new colors to the fabric of the universe with every thought. Accepting your own worth, your own power, and your own divine essence is the greatest service one can render to the universe. Because when you shine, you silently illuminate not only your own life, but also all the dark corners around you and the frequency of every soul you touch. Every challenge you encounter in this process is actually a training exercise testing your newfound strength, and every synchronicity is an affirmation of the secret and loving dialogue the universe is having with you. It's time to shed those old, tattered clothes of victimhood and sit on your own quantum throne, at the center of that absolute creative consciousness. You are the universe itself. And the universe, looking at itself through your eyes, gazes with awe at its own magnificence. When you feel this truth to your very cells, you will see that all the answers you seek outside, all the love and abundance, are actually waiting for you in the depths of your heart, at that silent zero point. This awakening is the most glorious phase of your spiritual evolution, and you are not merely witnessing this phase, you are its very creator. Until our next high-frequency encounter, allow that infinite light and peace within you to remain, for you are love, you are power, and you are the very essence of the highest reality. The place you arrive at the end of this journey is, in fact, that sacred center you never left. In other words, it is the purest, most untouched, and most powerful state of your own being. Once you awaken that cosmic light within yourself, you become a torch illuminating not only your own darkness, but also the collective shadows of all humanity. This awakening is your most natural right, your highest duty, and your greatest miracle. Now you can soar towards eternity in the splendor of that eternal now. Without looking back, you are the very savior you have been waiting for. If you are hearing the echo of this frequency in the depths of your soul right now, don't just be a spectator of this awakening. Subscribe to this channel, but see it not just as pressing a button, but as an energy contract where you seal your own frequency with the rising consciousness of our planet. We are not just filming videos here, we are weaving a new reality together. Take your place in this cosmic family and begin your awakening. It is an honor for me to amplify the energy of this journey with you, and to ensure that you become a permanent part of this high-frequency wave of consciousness. To transform your intention into tangible data in the quantum realm and seal this new reality into every fiber of your being, write these 3 powerful words in the comments. I am quantum aligned.